Shalom, shalom. I'd like to give infinity honors to our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakakadash. All right, Yahweh being the Most High's name, and his son name being Yahweh Shai, who y'all ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutations to you brothers that's doing this truth sincerely and not for vainglory. All right. I was in deep thought, right? Today's date is February 8th, okay? Excuse my lisp if y'all hear it. Had to get a little surgery on my teeth, my gum. But anyway, I read this article when I was waiting at the doctor's office today. And I just was in very deep thought, okay? Now a lot of things crossed my mind and a lot of things I could have spoke about, but I just want to hit on this one topic from reading this article, okay? It says, Navy SEAL candidate dies and a second is hospitalized after completing Hell Week in San Diego. 5-day course sees recruits run 200 miles, work out for 20 hours a day, and sleep fewer than 4 hours, okay? So I just want y'all to get a understanding of what's going on. These men, all right, these are elite men, okay, all right, of Esau, all right, his defense system. They work out for 20 hours a day. That means 83% of the day they're working out. For 5.5 days, they're working in cold weathers. They swimming all day, all right? And I was reading an article that said that they run 200 miles in them 5.5 days. That is 36 miles a day. All right? And these guys, man, yo, I just want to know, what do you blacks, Latinos in the world going to do? All right? Because when it's all said and done, when all the partying is done with, these men going to bust you upside your head, man. Okay? And that's what I wanted to focus on. Now, I just want to read some of it. A Navy SEAL candidate died after completing Hell Week, while a second was hospitalized in San Diego. I'm just going to skim through it. All right, y'all going to understand what I'm getting at in a minute. It says the sailors were not actively training when they reported symptoms and was transported to receive emergency care. All right. They had both reportedly completed Hell Week, which takes place during the 4th week of part of a Phase 1 basic underwater demolition SEALs Buzz training. It's a grueling 5.5 days of cold, wet, brutally difficult operational training on fewer than 4 hours of sleep. The Navy says, and candidates run more than 200 miles and do physical training for more than 20 hours per day. The Navy produces around 200 to 250 SEALs a year. In the last 2 decades, 17 have died during training, okay? And I just want to say that because I'm going to jump back. While that's going on, this is what our people are doing.
Bought me a red. Every time we turn the parking lot, we turn heads.
What the hell is wrong with Bobby Shmurda, man?
I don't want no extra Subi, Gucci.
Look at these dudes, all skinny, smoked out, codeine out, popping pills.
My niggas on time, nigga. Yo, big mama keep saying hi, nigga. My niggas just keep getting fly, nigga. She like me. Now niggas like nigga. My niggas like God, nigga.
Okay. So y'all pretty much know what Bobby Shmurda was doing while he was in jail. I don't got to go into detail with that, man. But I just want to know, what are y'all guys going to do when this martial law and all hell break loose in America, man? Okay? I just want to go through some stuff, man. It says SEAL candidates go through 24 weeks of training throughout 5 phases, including a physical training test, obstacle courses, extensive swimming and running, combat driving, land warfare training, and other physically difficult tests. Okay? They jumping out of helicopters with ropes, going underneath barbed wires while all type of bombs and loud noises going over them. Okay? What are y'all guys gonna do, man? When is the fun and games gonna, cause they training. They training. They going underwater. You know, and I just wanted to show a video real quick. Okay? Check this out.
So another thing that you can expect here, you can expect a lot of running, a lot of swimming, and a lot of strength and conditioning. 5 days a week, you're swimming. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you are swimming and you are running. Tuesdays and Thursdays, you are swimming, and then you have strength and conditioning. And it's relentless. Every single day, 2 a day.
If I was to talk to somebody that was going to, preparing to come to this course, I'd tell them, start training hard now, start getting used to running, start getting used to a lot of push-ups, pull-ups. Those minimum standards, blow those out of the water, because those minimum standards are just the minimum. Make sure you're above and beyond. That's all you can really ask for.
I just want to stop that. All right, y'all get the point. And while they doing that, what do you got you dumb niggas doing? In the clubs, dancing, smoking, partying, BSing around, beefing, talking about who did this first, doing all type of dumb behind challenges, TikTok videos, spreading money on the floor, doing idiot stuff, man. And meanwhile, our adversaries, they all training, man. They all training, man. So you get the point, man. What the hell is this nigga going? What is he going to do? What is he going to do? Huh? I just want to know. Because y'all think it's a game, man. And this is not no game, man. This is serious, man. Okay? Because what they got going on, they training like this, man. These guys is doing super duper training, man. Getting shin splints, taping their legs up, fighting through it. They are mentally, they will, the guys that make it, their minds is different. And meanwhile, we trying to be sex symbols. We wearing booty cutting shorts. This is madness, man. And I can't wait till the Lord bring these enemies in to destroy us, man. Isaiah 59:19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. Because they coming. They're going to come in like a flood. And a lot of you people are going to die. A lot of you people are going to be put in rigorous situations. I'm talking about you men right now. Y'all don't know what it's like. Y'all don't have no training. No fundamentals in firearms. Or no, not to say that, we got to be on that type of time, but y'all not prepared, man. Our enemies is gearing up. Everybody getting ready for World War III, and we BSing around. It says what? The Spirit of the Lord. See, this is how we going to win. The Most High going to give brothers some spiritual powers, man. It said the Spirit of the Lord, all right? Because the way they training, we done. We done. You talking about men that are working out for 20 hours straight? Some of you dudes sleep for 10 hours straight. It says the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. All right? Because that's the only way we're going to get. When you look at that word standard, in that same scripture.
Strong's H 5127. Noose. Noose.
It says what? This is going back to the spiritual powers, right? It says to escape, right? To take flight. Brothers are going to be flying. Depart. To disappear. Because you ain't going to be able to go against that, man. Our people are destroyed, man. They don't know what the hell is going on. They have no clue, man. Bad built wearing, in the club, tight jeans wearing, aluminum wearing, foil chain wearing chains. Aluminum foil chains around your damn neck. Y'all ain't nothing but the Fresh Prince of Welfare. Not the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Y'all the Fresh Prince of Welfare. Y'all don't know what the hell is going on. They about to come in like a flood, man. Codeine sipping, bunch of damn drug addicts, man. And that's why the Lord is going to judge y'all, man. But what are you going to do when that time come, man? What are you going to do during the time of martial law? You going to be dancing like Bobby Shmurda? 2nd Esdras 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Okay? Bobby Shmurda dwells in the world. You dwell in the world. You Bloods and Crips dwell in the world. You Latin Kings dwell in the world. You Mexican MS-13 dwell in the world. But y'all not training like this. Y'all too busy killing one another, fighting each other. It says, for the sword, see, and their destruction draweth near. And they coming. They not just working out like this for no, they working out to the point where dudes is dying, man. I want you to understand that article. Dudes are dying in this training, man. I think they said 17 people died. I think in over 20 years. And the rest of the people that quit, they just drop out. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth near. And they coming. Who's the sword? Let's jump right there. It says what? Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So who is the sword? The wicked, man. Who is the wicked? Let's go into it. Malachi 1 and 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi, because the Most High revealed things to Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Right? Yet I love Jacob, because the Most High is about to show you who the wicked is. It's this so-called white man, the devil, and his system. Okay? And don't get it twisted. You do got some black devils, some Chinese devils, but for the most part, Esau is the wicked. It says, yet I love Jacob. Verse 3, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. You see? Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. He came back and built the desolate places, right? They rebuilt the new kingdom, which is called America. Okay? So this is a direct correlation, right? We're talking about the wicked, right? It says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build. You're going to build America. You're going to build your stadiums, your Barclay arenas. You're going to build everything. Madison Square Garden. You're going to build Vegas up. But what's going to happen? But I will throw down. Most High is going to destroy this place. And they shall call them the border of wickedness. So this is a direct connection showing you that Esau is connected to the wicked, the border of wickedness. And guess what? We're living in the border of wickedness. And the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. And the Most High said what? He has indignation with these people forever. Now, I don't think y'all understand what forever means. That means forever, ever, ever. Okay? So get out of here with all that BS talking about Esau can make it. Esau going to make it in the kingdom, but he's going to be in supreme servitude. Getting his behind kicked. That's going to be the condition. Back to 2nd Esdras, 2nd Esdras 15 and 15, right? Let me erase that. It says what? For the sword, right? We already proved that's dealing with Esau, and their destruction draweth near, right? Talking about their military. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And you have that happening right now. You have that happening right now. What's going on in Canada, right? Let me get that real quick. What's going on in Canada? This is not a joke, man. We are living in the last days, man. What's going on in Canada? Okay? It has to stop. Justin Trudeau hits out at Freedom Convoy and accuses them of trying to derail Canada's democracy during an emergency debate in the House of Commons as truckers continue to protest his vaccine mandates outside. You see? So people are protesting, they fighting, you know, they're not going with the get along, all right? And we are in those times when at any moment, all hell could break loose. I'm trying to find what's going on in Brooklyn, okay? Real quick, let me see if I can find that article. Oh, check this out. Hundreds of supporters of Canada's Freedom Convoy joined New York City workers who faced being fired because they refused to get a COVID shot to march across the Brooklyn Bridge and protest a vaccine mandates. So people are going crazy, man. This is prophecy, literally speaking, as we speak, man. It says what? People shall stand up and fight against another, all right? That's going to lead to the race wars and everything. And swords in their hands, because that's what's coming down. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. See that? But what are you guys going to do? What are you going to do? Smoking weed all day, partying all day, killing each other all day. It says what? A man shall desire to go into a city. You're going to desire to try to leave New York. You're not going to be able to do that. And shall not be able. What are you going to do? Right? A lot of y'all don't even know how to feed yourself, to deal with agriculture, deal with planting and seeds. You too busy doing paint and sip parties. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed. And man shall be afraid. See that? And that's what's coming. That's what's coming. All hell about to break loose. Because if everybody gets fired, these people get fired, what you think they're going to do? Crime is going to go up just like it's happening now. Crime is, I don't know if y'all know what's going on in New York, but crime is skyrocketing. Robberies is up. Shootings is up. Okay. Burglaries is up. We living in that time, man. We are living in that time, man. What are you going to do? While these men are out here training 20 hours a day, you guys are sleeping playing games, not trying to build your spirit up into this, reading these scriptures, making these videos, taking this thing a lot more serious. Because they serious on their end. Okay? This is the book of Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, okay? The great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, all right? And the Lord is going to stand up for us, but for the elect. And there shall be a time of trouble. You see that? A time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. See that? So we living in a time of trouble. Y'all thinking that is a game. Y'all want to sit there and talk about Joe Rogan. Who gives a damn about that, man? These people, when we about to go to war, it's about to be a shortage on bread, inflation. Who cares about that, man? All right? People are about to lose their job, I think February 11th. All right? Shoot, I had to leave my job because I wasn't taking that. Such as never once since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. These are the elect of Israel. Everyone that shall be found written in the book. You know how you're going to be found written in the book, man? You got to be doing what the Most High wants you to do, man. You got to be doing, as simple as that. These people are about to knock your head off, man. Revelation 12:17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. You see? Israel with the woman. And went to make war with the remnant of her seed. All right? Went to make war with the remnant of her seed, man. All right? Because this is what it's all about. All this is smoke and mirror. It's all about us pushing this truth. They're not worrying about nobody else but the ones that are promoting what? They Israel. You can't even talk about us being the Jews. You see what happened to Nick Cannon? You see what happened to what's his girl name? Not Oprah Winfrey. What's his girl name? I got her mind in my head. I can't think of her name. What's his girl name? From The View. Whoopi Goldberg. That's her name. Whoopi Goldberg. You see what happened to Whoopi Goldberg? She made a statement about the Holocaust. Yo, they suspended her. They don't even want you to even give a tad bit of information about who the real Hebrews are, who the real Israelites are. And that the people that have been acting like they were the Israelites or the Jews, they are fakes. It says, what? Which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. That's who they're going to make war with, man. All right? And another thing, too. Everybody that's out here protesting, them Navy SEAL guys is in here, too. The CIA, NSA, they all in here, too. They getting everything on file. Who's this? Who's that? Where this person live at? So I advise you, brothers and sisters, to never go to none of these protesting. Because it don't matter. This is all smoke and mirror right here, man. To figure out who is these people, man. And they want to make war with us. All right? And you know what's crazy? I was reading the book of Micah, right? Because Micah was going through this also, man. Okay? Because Micah was warning the northern tribe, okay, really the whole nation of Israel, all right? And right here, he's pretty much telling that the Assyrians are going to judge Israel. So I'm going to go into this Micah 1:5. It says, for the transgression of Jacob is all this, and for the sins of the house of Israel, what is the transgression of Jacob? Is it not Samaria? And what are the high places of Judah? Are they not Jerusalem? All right? So because that they didn't want to obey the covenant that the Lord made with you, with them, with Israel. They're about to get judged. They're about to get judged. Verse 6, it says, therefore will I make Samaria as a heap of the field. All right, the Most High going to knock the northern tribe down. Samaria represents the northern tribe was living in Samaria. It says what? As a heap of the field and as plantings of the vineyard, I will pour down the stones thereof into the valley, and I will discover the foundation thereof. Why? Because they was worshiping idols. They was worshiping idols. And the Most High gave us an assignment to do. All right? He gave us a purpose, pretty much a blueprint on how to move, and we dropped the ball. Let me get that real quick. Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter. Deuteronomy 4, and I'm going to get 5 through 6. Okay? Deuteronomy 4, 5 through 6, King James. It says, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, talking about the nation of Israel, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it. So everywhere we went, we supposed to have been following the Most High's purpose, his assignment. Verse 6, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. Okay? So God wanted to flex through the Israelites. All right? And prove that his laws was better than the heathen's laws. Okay? By us keeping the Most High's ways, he would exalt us. And then what would happen? The other nations will bear witness, man. It says, keep therefore and do them. And this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. All right? Because the Most High, that's what we're supposed to be doing. We ain't supposed to be doing drill music. We're not supposed to be doing that. We're not supposed to be Instagramming on Instagram all damn day, idol worshiping, TikTok, dancing all day. All right, worshiping Federal Reserve notes, the money, cryptocurrency. We supposed to have been operating in the system of the law of the Most High, and all the nations could see, wow, this is the children of the Most High. But what are we doing? We being coons, homosexuals, all right? We doing everything under the sun but that. Okay? But following the laws. Okay? And it says what? And all the graven images thereof shall be beaten to pieces. Yeah, the Instagram, your TikTok, everything I'm saying, the money, the rap contracts that y'all fiend for, the Most High, because y'all all worship that. Because all of that is being distractions on you being in the truth. It says, and all the highest thereof shall be burnt with fire. Okay? And all the idols thereof will I lay desolate. All right? And the Most High gonna get rid of all these idols. All right? That's the reason Bobby Shmurda out there dancing, acting like a goddamn clown. That's the reason why all these rappers, all these celebrities is doing what they doing. Acting like goddamn clowns. Ain't taking nothing serious. Meanwhile, these people training, getting ready. Okay? And I will discover it says Salakia, verse 7. Continue on. And all the idols thereof will I lay desolate, for she gathereth of the hire of the harlot, and they shall return to the hire of the harlot. Okay? So, you pretty much was being a whore, man. Because you have an opportunity to serve your husband. Well, then the scripture says that the Lord is married to us. Of course he did. Of course. We were married to the Lord. Okay? It says what? Therefore I will wail and howl. I will go stripped and naked, right? I will make a wailing like the dragons and mourning as the owls. So Micah had to come out barefooted, stripped and naked. And he was howling, emotion. He was emotional about this, trying to warn the people. Just like we doing now. Telling them that the enemy shall come in like a flood. They about to make war with us. And nobody's listening like that, except for the elect. This is how Micah was sounding. This is how Micah was sounding. Like a jackal. Because when you look that word up for dragon, it goes back to jackal. Okay? This is how Micah was sounding. Like a jackal. And that's how you gonna sound. When you in them concentration camps and your kids is, you're gonna be, you're gonna be sounding just like a goddamn jackal. It says what? For her wound is incurable, for it's coming to Judah. He is coming to the gate of my people, even to Jerusalem. See that? See that? The Assyrians was going to come in. America going to come in. Them NATO troops, they going to come in. Trust me. When all hell break loose, they going to come in, man. All right? And then the cool thing about it is that all these places that we came to serve have names, okay? They all have names, all right? And these names have meaning, okay? So what Micah was doing, he was going into the names. So he said what? Declare ye not at Gath. Weep ye not at all, all right? So who was Gath? Gath was controlled by the Philistines, all right? And what they was going to do, they was going to rejoice. He was like, man, he couldn't believe that. He was like, yo, don't declare that. Don't put our business out there, man. The Philistines was going to rejoice at the fact that the northern tribe got put in captivity. These other nations are going to rejoice because they're not our friends. It says, in the house of Ephraim roll thyself in the dust. Okay? And when you go into the meanings of these words, it has a powerful meaning. Look it up. It says, roll yourself in the dust. Matter of fact, let me get that. I want to get that. So I could be correct. Salakia. I want to be correct on that. Take a little time, but you edifying, right? All right? Let's look that word up. It says what? The house of dust. The house to dust. See that? See that? So What was he saying? What was he saying? Because these names was given before the people resided there. So when you think of dust, people put dust on their head when, they dealing with in mourning. All right? So these names, that they had meanings, just like America, and I'm going to show you that. It says, pass ye away, thou inhabitants of Sephar, having thy shame naked. When you look up that word, Sephar, I'm going to do a quick run through. I ain't doing nothing quick, so like it. I'm going to edify, right? So let's get it. Sephar, right? He was doing a play on words. When you look at that word Sephar, it says fear, all right? So meaning what? Beautiful, all right? But guess what? It wasn't going to be beautiful for them. It was about to get real ugly because the Assyrians was coming. You get what he's doing? He's playing on the names, okay? It says what? Pass ye away, thou inhabitants of Sephar, having their shame naked. Yeah, because it's about to get real ugly for them. It ain't going to be fair. It's going to be unfair. It ain't going to be beautiful. It's going to get ugly. It says the inhabitants of Zanan come not forth in the morning of Bethel. Now, we look that word up, Zanan. Clock it. Zanan. Zanan means what? Appointed. All right. Zanan means, it also means to go forward. Let me see if they got that there. It says pointed. Sheep pasture. Let me see. It says the town and tribe of Judah. Pointed, meaning exit or pointed, or it means to go forward. But the only thing that they was about to be pointed into was slavery. The only thing they was about to go forward into was chains. You see that? It says what? What was that verse? What was that? It says, come not forth in the morning of Bethel. All right, let me get that word real quick. Bethel. What happens when it come not forth in the morning of Bethel? Okay. It means what? House of narrowing. All right. And also it means house of firm root. Okay. House of narrowing. House of the side. All right. There you go. House of firm root. See that? But guess what? They was about to get ripped out. They wasn't going to be rooted no more. They about to get ripped out. That's the judgment that was coming to them. Because even though they was living in these lands, the Most High would normally give a child a name that's going to fit his destiny. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he did with these lands. If you understand what I'm saying. It says, he shall receive of you this for you his standing. Verse 12. For the inhabitants of Marath waited carefully for good, but evil came down from the Lord unto the gate of Jerusalem. When you look up that word Marath, let's get it. Mar, which means bitter. Okay. That's where America come from, which proves that America, the spirit, the reason the Lord put the spirit on Esau to call this place America, because this was going to be our bitterness. This is where we're going to have to serve our captivity. Now that word Marath, right? Check it out. That word Marath, it means bitter. Okay? And guess what? Guess what? Guess what? When the Assyrians came, guess what? What would happen? They would taste a lot of bitter. A lot of bitter. A lot of bitter. America was bitter to us, man. This was a terrible captivity, man. All right? And to prove that, when you go into the word, because America come from what? Amerigo Vespucius. When you go to that first word, America, Amerigo, it means ruler. Okay? Ruler. Okay? A work ruler, home ruler. That's what that means. All right? And that word, Amarigo, it goes back to the Hebrew mar. Okay? And I'm going to show you that. When you look at the word bitter and you translate it to Italian, look at that. Amara. Look at that. Amarigo. Bitter. See that? That's how you say it in Italian. So his name literally means bitter ruler. Bitter ruler. When you look it up in Spanish, bitter. Amaraga. See that? Amaraga. So America means bitter. All right? When you look it up right here in the Amar, that's where you get the term nightmare from. It says what? A slang, a very unpleasant or frustrating experience. You see that? America has been an unpleasant or frustrating experience. It's been a nightmare. Mar. Remember that, brothers. The word America goes back to Amerigo, which goes back to mar, bitter. Check that out. All right. And when you go to etymology, let's look up the word etymology. Let's look it up. Myrrh. Right? Myrrh actually goes back to what? From the root, meaning was bitter. Check that out. So it's funny that one of the inhabitants that they was living at was called what? Ma'ath, which means what? Bitterness. Check that out. Matter of fact, when you go to, it's real quick. When you go to, I think it's Genesis, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry. Let's go back to that, because that goes back to what? Lock here. That goes back to what? With a great and exceeding bitter. Look at that. Mar, America. You see that? Mar. Because
Strong's H 4751. Mad.
Mar, which means bitterness. You see that? So they already know. We already know what this means, man. Okay? Because all these words come from Hebrew, right? They all come from Hebrew. Okay? So I just, I thought that would be something cool to bring out that, America, it was like it had a deeper meaning. Because this is, who is this bitter for? Who is this bitter for you blacks, Latinos, and Native American? We all in the jail system. We the first to get fired, last to get hired. This is bitter. They pretty much is forcing you to take a shot that you don't want to take. And I'm going to wrap it up, okay? I'm going to keep going. It says, for the inhabitants of Marath, bitter, waited carefully for good, right? But evil came down from the Lord unto the gate of Jerusalem. You see that? It says, O thou inhabitants of Lachish, bind the chariots with the swift beasts. She is the beginning of the sin of the daughter of Zion, for the transgressions of Israel were found in thee. All right, when you go to this, check it out. Check it out. Lachish. It means invincible, okay? It means invincible, okay? And another word for Lachish means to the horses. Let me see if they have that there. To the horses. Let me see if they have that there. Let me see. Hard to capture. Fortified town. Taken Canaanites. Invincible. Salakia. Invincible. Okay, I probably had the wrong. Okay, so that word means invincible. But guess what? When you think of the word invincible, that means that nobody could destroy you, right? Let's look it up. Invincible. But what happened to them? Because that was Lachish was the muscle of Israel, okay? Invincible. Let's look at that word. It says incapable of being overcome or defeated, unconquerable. But what happened to them was they wound up being conquered. O inhabitants of Lachish, bind the chariots to the swift beasts. She is the beginning of the sin to the daughter of Zion, for the transgression of Israel were found in thee. Verse 14, therefore shalt thou give presents to Moreshgath, the house of Akzib shall be a lie to the king of Israel. See that? So when you look that word up, Moreshgath was Micah hometown. But when you look that word up, okay, you look that word up, verse 14, okay, what's the word there? It means deceit. You see that? They was under deceit. Okay? And what happened? They was the one that was they wanted being deceived. They was pushing all that deceit and BS, and they wound up being deceived by the Assyrian Empire. So you blacks and Latinos and Native Americans that think it's all about having fun and game in America and this bitter society, y'all about to taste a lot of bitterness, man. Thus saith the Bible, man. Okay? It says what? Verse 15. Yet will I bring an heir unto thee, O inhabitants of Marisha. He shall come unto Adullam, the glory of Israel. Let's get that. Let's get that. Verse 15. Let's get that. It says the crest of the hill. It says what? That's the top of the hill. But what's going to happen? All right? It says, which is at, it says that which is at the head. All right? That which is at the head. Okay? And it says what? It says of a fortified town in the plain of Judah. Okay? So what happened? It says, yet will I bring and hear unto thee, O inhabitant of Marsha, he shall come unto Adullam, the glory of Israel. Where was Adullam at? That's where King David was, that's where King David took refuge at when he was on the run from King Saul. But they won't find no refuge at the top of the hill. You see that? So the Most High put the spirit on Micah to rebuke them. And just like the Most High was telling us, guess what? Y'all about to go through a real serious bitter experience, man. Y'all haven't seen bitter. Us coming in slavery ain't going to be nothing like what's coming to us now. We're living in some dark times, man. So when are y'all going to grow up, man? You got men out here training 20 hours a day. Just want you to think about that. It says what? It says what? I'm going to keep reading. It says what? Make thee bold, right? And pour thee for thy delicate children. Enlarge thy boldness as an eagle, for they are going into captivity from thee. And what will happen? They kids they're never going to see their kids again. You're going to separate you from your kids. That's why you're going to be screaming and hollering and yelling. Your hair going to look like this. All that weave and all that stuff y'all be doing. You're going to be looking like a featherless bald eagle. That's how you're going to look, man. You're going to look twisted, man. And I'm going to end it off with this last precept. This is the book of Jeremiah 30:5. It says, for thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Yeah, ain't no peace coming to this place. You got to be out your mind, man. You think these devils going to miss an opportunity to bring more distractions and destruction? Verse 6, ask ye now, and see whether a man doeth travail with child, right? What's all that screaming and yelling about? These are men. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail? And all faces are turning to paleness. Y'all gonna be looking crazy when that time comes. You men that think y'all hardcore, I'm blood, I'm Damu, I'm C5 Crab, acting like C-Mac. Y'all gonna be crying when that time comes. Verse 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. See? But he shall be saved out of it. The elect gonna be saved out of it. All right, so Jacob's trouble, I want to see how y'all dudes gonna do. Because I want to see how y'all gonna make it when that time comes. Because y'all dudes ain't crazy. I know y'all dudes. Y'all the same dudes that carry guns and shoot at one another, but when the cops tell you to freeze, get on the ground, you drop your damn gun. So y'all know how to be crazy when y'all want to be crazy. But I want to know, what are you going to do when that time comes? What are you going to do? Because that time is coming, man. When your enemy going to come in like a flood. Shalom.